Government spending went from $2.7 trillion to $3.6 trillion between 2007 and this year, increased $900 billion on an annual basis. That's how much government spending has increased in 4 years. Every year we spend another $900 billion. Are we on an austerity program in Washington? We need to flatten the tax system, flatten the tax code, do away with most deductions, do away with the health care deduction, the mortgage interest deduction, flatten the tax code, make more people have skin in the game, become part of the system. We need more tax breaks for businesses and away from housing. Businesses need to sit down with the education system, high schools, tech schools, junior colleges, and figure out what skills are needed by the business community and figure out a way for the education system to turn out people with those skills. The economy will grow 2.5%, 2.25%, maybe 2.5% this year. That's good. That's faster than it grew last year, somewhere around 1.5%, 1.4%, 1.5%. So the economy is going to get better. I want to be positive about that.
Every company I serve, and I'm on 6 corporate boards, every company I serve without exception has more cash on their balance sheet than they've ever had in the life history of that company. And yet every company, as Harry indicated, is being very, very careful about capital investment and adding jobs in the U.S. And a lot of it has to do with the demagoguery and uncertainty coming out of our nation's leaders.
I suggest that the state of the country and the state of our banking sector is much improved and that the future is brighter. And this first slide details our modeling of the major components of the economy. We see 2 positives. Consumer spending growth should average about 1.5%. Capital spending should grow at a rate of about 6%. And on the other side, government's contribution to overall growth has slowed, and we see this segment activity nearing 0 for the year. Now let me talk a little bit about the challenges. And thus far, regulators have missed over 200 deadlines. Don't know how your business runs. We don't miss 200 deadlines in my business. The labor market in the U.S. is probably the single most important problem the nation faces today, and we see little change for that in 2012. Now, this slide captures 2 pieces of information. The first shows the blue bars that show quarterly measures of our economic output over 30 years. And the second, the red line, reflects the aggregate number of people employed in the U.S. over the same timeline. Now, looking at the data, one thing's clear and evident. The U.S. economy is producing about $15 trillion in net goods and services annually today, which is a record. However, the economy is producing this record output with almost 9 million fewer workers than were needed in 2007. The uncertainties associated with financial legislation, as well as other uncertainties impacting other industries like energy or healthcare, are stifling the vibrancy and spirits of the private sector. We need to see some relief and some clarity on the rules front. We need to see the tone in Washington temper some for the economy to live up to its potential. We need an atmosphere that will encourage new ventures and will help to build new innovations. These dynamics lead to new industries and with it, permanent jobs. If you step back and take a look at where to invest globally, it's still my opinion that the U.S. is the best place in the world to invest and do business.